Hi everybody, thank you so very much for joining me today. My name is Sharon and I am back, of course, with Fanny, and we are here today to share with you a greeting circle based on our new theme. We are talking this week about more bugs, a special kind of bug, a squishy, icky, sticky kind of bug. So we're going to be talking about things like slugs and snails and worms. Oh, what's that, Fanny? Oh yeah, we can talk about that for sure. Fanny just wanted us to remind you that last week we talked about insects, and you may recall that we learned that insects have a head, an abdomen, and a thorax. And remember, the abdomen part of the insect was where the legs are and where the wings are. That's the main, strong, sturdiest part of an insect. That's right. But the bugs we're talking about this week, they don't have head, abdomens, or thoraxes, do they? They don't. They're wiggly and they're squiggly and they're icky and they're sticky. Should we talk a little bit more? Yeah, they're not all icky sticky. One of the bugs we're talking about this week is a caterpillar, and caterpillars sort of feature into our wonderful word of the week. And our wonderful word of the week is metamorphosis. Now, Fernando's group studied this a week or so back, where they learned that a metamorphosis means a change. And it means a beautiful change. It's when a butterfly emerges from its chrysalis. It has undergone a metamorphosis. It has changed from a caterpillar into a beautiful butterfly. And that is our word of the week, metamorphosis. That's right, Fanny. Thank you. And we do have a few different things to share in order for us to unite our group today in our greeting circle, don't we, Fanny? We've got some photo cards that we can quickly have a look at. Okay. Some are creepy crawly and some are icky sticky, like we were talking about. So can you guess what these ones are? One is a slug. That's right, that's that top one. And one is a snail. And these are different critters that you can find in your gardens right now. The animal without a shell is the slug. That's right. Have you ever seen any of these creatures? How about you, Fanny? Have you ever seen them? Yeah. For whatever reason, myself, I like snails. I think snails are pretty and they don't bother me. But slugs, for some reason, they give me the goosebumps and they make me feel a little bit icky inside. And I don't know why, because there's not really a big difference between either one of them, is there? Except for that beautiful snail shell. That's right. Okay, so we talked about metamorphosis, and you can see that is what is happening in this picture. So here is the caterpillar. And it's the caterpillar's life cycle, how it changes into a beautiful butterfly. So here is the cocoon. The caterpillar rests inside the cocoon and undergoes the metamorphosis. And when it's ready, a beautiful butterfly emerges. And in this case, it's called a painted lady butterfly. That's an interesting name, isn't it? Okay. I know, Fanny. Are you a bit excited? We've got one more I just wanted to show you too. These you're going to see a lot of, and I'm sure you've seen worms, haven't you? Yeah, Fanny has. Yeah, worms kind of give me that icky feeling inside too. I'm not sure why. They're harmless, they won't bother me, and I definitely will not hurt them. I just don't want to touch them. How about you, Fanny? Yeah, you try to give them their space. Yeah, that's probably a good thing. But they're very important. Earthworms help to compost our gardens and help fertilize them and keep them rich in nutrients. They like to munch, munch, munch on all sorts of things. So they're a good thing to have in our gardens, that's for sure. So those are some of the types of bugs that we're going to be looking at this week. And by all means, when you go outside, with the weather changing and nicer weather around us, have a look for worms and snails and slugs. Sometimes if you look in your garden and if moms or dads or other family members have planted some things, you'll see little holes in some of the leaves, and lots of times that's because a slug or a snail came munching along. And that's okay, they need to eat too. As long as they don't eat everything in your garden, they're okay. Okay, Fanny, should we start our uniting song? It's one we've heard before, but we worked hard to change up a few of the lines, haven't we, to incorporate some of the critters that we're talking about. Okay, so let's do it. Fanny's going to help out. She's going to do some performing. Is that okay, Fanny? Yeah, okay. Good job. Okay, Fanny. The song is called Can You Wiggle Like a Worm? But listen for the changed lines, okay? Because we worked hard on that, didn't we, Fanny? We did. Can you wiggle like a worm? Can you squiggle? Can you squirm? Can you flutter? Can you fly like a gentle butterfly? Can you slide like a slug and be a sticky little bug? Can you hide like a snail in your shell without a trail? Can you creep along the ground like a beetle that is round? Can you move with me? Should we do it one more time? Did you hear the lines that were different from the other songs? Yes. Yeah, the snail one is different and the slug one is different. We wanted to let snails and slugs be stars themselves because they maybe are icky, sticky critters. They're still important. Okay, let's sing it one more time. Can you wiggle like a worm? Can you squiggle? Can you squirm? Can you flutter? Can you fly like a gentle butterfly? Can you slide like a slug and be a sticky little bug? Can you move with me? Can you hide like a snail in your shell without a trail? Can you creep upon the ground like a beetle that is round? Can you flutter? Can you fly like a gentle butterfly? Can you move with me? Yay! Good job, Fanny. Awesome job. Okay. So this is the part in our circle time where we talk about calming strategies. And last week we did talk about some of these, and I've got them back up on the wall beside me. We've got the star. Fanny, I'm just going to help out and reach for you too, okay? The drain, the bunny breathing, the breathing arms, the pretzel, and the balloon. And these are all different strategies or tricks you can do with your body where the whole idea is to somehow get a deep belly breath intake of air and breathe out. And just a deep belly breath in and breathe out. Fernando, for Greeting Circle this week, he wanted to share the pretzel. And I think, Fanny, you wanted to talk about bunny breathing. So bunny breathing, you can do it in many different ways, but the whole idea would be to make bunny ears. And you could use your own hands. You could even pretend bunny ears like this. But let's show on Fanny, because she said she wanted to do bunny breathing. Let's use her bow and pretend her bows are the bunny ears, okay? So she's going to get ready to hop like a bunny. And she's going to take a deep breath in and hop. Deep breath in and hop. So that's bunny breathing. And maybe you can share that with your family members, maybe your mom or your dad or your older brother or sister, or even on Zoom or FaceTime with your aunts, uncles, or grandmas. Teach them. Everybody can benefit from that deep belly breath in because it calms our bodies, calms our brain, helps get rid of those big emotions, and helps us get ready for learning. And it really helps to make us feel easy and calm, right? So this week we have a special new one that we wanted to talk about. Do you remember what it's called, Fanny? Do you remember? It's called the snail shell. That's right. Okay, so for this one, and I want you guys to try this at home, okay? Curl up small. That's right, Fanny. Good job. Curl up small and pretend you are going to be a snail hiding in your beautiful swirly shell, okay? So you got your body curled up small like this. Take a deep breath in. Tuck your head down and blow out as if you're hiding in your snail shell, okay? So start to curl up your body. See how Fanny's done this? She's got her body curled up, okay? She's going to take a deep breath in. Tuck her head down and breathe out. And that's the snail shell. Good job, Fanny. Calming is always a nice way to start our day, or even throughout the day. If you find yourself getting a little bit frustrated, or even sometimes people get a little bit angry, it always helps to take a deep breath in and then deep blow out. It feels better. Should we talk about our connecting strategy for this week? And you may remember that a connecting strategy can just be a hug, where you're showing someone a little bit of physical attention that, hey, you are special to me and I love you and I want to do what I can to show you I care. And that would be connecting, right, Fanny? But this week we came up with a different one for you to teach your family members. And what it is, and I'm gonna make Fanny's hand flat here, but what it is you pretend to have a can of worms, and your worms are going to be your fingers. A can of worms. Put the lid on your worms. Ask a family member to hold out their hands, and you give your can shake, 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 and then squiggly worms come out. And squiggly worms come out, squiggly worms come out. And that is a connecting strategy. So should we try it again? It's kind of a pretend one, right? So Fanny's hand is out. I've got my can right here, my can of worms, putting the lid on it, and I'm going to give it a shake. Let's count to 5, and then I'm going to shake out those wiggly worms onto Fanny's hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 worms. And that's a little bit ticklish, but it's also, it's a ticklish, feel-good kind of feeling. And it helps relax people and show that you are connected to them. It's a nice one, isn't it, Fanny? I like that one. So we have a morning message, of course, for Greeting Circle this week. And it kind of goes along with our theme of more bugs. So Fanny, do you mind if I get you to sit on the side here, and I will get the whiteboard ready. But first we will say our morning message. And remember, you like to help me tap out some of the words, right? So our morning message for this week is snail and slugs begin with S. Did you hear that, Fanny? Snails and slugs begin with S. Okay, so should we clap out the syllables? Do you remember what the syllables are? Those pops of sound in individual words. In single words, if they have more than one pop, there's more than one syllable. So let's clap to the syllables. Are you ready? Snails and slugs begin with S. There's one word in there that has 2 syllables. Listen to see if you can find out which word it is. Snails and slugs begin with S. Did you get it, Fanny? Did you get it? Yes, begin. The word begin has 2 syllables. Okay, Fanny, are you ready to tap out the words? You ready? 1 tap for each word. Snails and slugs begin with S. So begin is only 1 word, so it only had 1 tap. Okay, let's print that down now. Let's print it down on our whiteboard. And I am going to just grab my whiteboard marker, which is right here. There it is. I'm even going to let Fanny choose. Should we use a blue marker, Fanny, or a green marker? Green, yeah, okay. Because green is the same color as you. I like that idea. Okay, here we go. Snails and slugs. I'm going to go to the next line. Begin with S. So I've got an uppercase letter there, move from left to right, and I end my sentence with a period. So snails and slugs begin with S. So let's take out a couple of cards here, just to help us out. I've got an uppercase S. I've got a lowercase s. And I've got something special here. I've got a slug. So we're going to have 2 mystery words today for you guys to figure out. And we've got a snail. Okay, so Fanny, are you ready? Let's look for that uppercase S. Do you see where it is, Fanny? What's that? Yeah, it's the very first letter. That's right. That's our uppercase S. Snails and slugs begin with S. Now, here's our lowercase s. There are lots of them in this sentence. Do you see them all? Yeah, there's at least 4. Look for that letter. Let's find it together. You ready, Fanny? Here's 1. Here's 2. Snails and slugs. And look at the end of slugs. Begin with S. Now, if you look at this word right here, we know that is a slug. We see the picture of the slug, and it doesn't have a shell. This one, we know it's a snail. It has a shell. Let's try to match those words and find the mystery word. Let's look at snail with the shell. Can we find it here? What's that, Fanny? Yes, it's our very first word, snails. So that is a single snail, and this is more than one snail. That's why there is an S at the end of it. So snails and, is that our next mystery word? Yes, it is. Snails and slugs begin with S. Good job. Way to go, you guys. That's right. So we learned something new today. we learned that snails and slugs begin with S. Excellent. I'm just going to tuck my board away and let's have a look. Let's have a look here. This is the time in our circle where we talk about commitments, right, Fanny? And I've got a commitment board here. And this is what commitments look like for our program. When everybody was coming, we had 4 that we asked the children to think about and to consider working on during the day. We had kind words, listening ears, big voices, and gentle hands. So this is the point in our circle where we ask you to make one of those commitments. Now, because things are different and because we are not at school and our world looks it's not so normal right now, is it? We can make different kinds of commitments. We can make commitments where we are working on ways to make our household and our family and the immediate people around us ways to keep them safe and ways to keep them happy. And one thing I like to bring up is that Max's commitment in our toddler age group, his commitment is he's going to try to make people laugh and to be silly because he likes being silly, and it's also nice to help other people around him to smile and to laugh. So that's one thing you could do. There's other things you could do too, like maybe making an extra effort to clean up your toys, to help with dinner, to help set the table or clear the table or do the dishes, because I bet you're big enough to be able to do some of those things. So can you think about that? Can you think about what thoughtful choices you can make and extend your commitments? Think about different commitments beyond here, although any of these would be great commitments to make too. Listening ears is always great. Kind words is always great. Gentle hands is always great. And big voices are always great too. Okay, so I'm going to set this down. And I'm just going to bring out our safekeeper box because Fanny wants to make her commitment. And she wants to make sure things are placed back. Pictures are placed back in the safekeeper box. Okay. What's that, Fanny? Yes, I can quickly do that for sure. Here's our beautiful picture of Fanny with her big pink bow. Here's Fanny's little sister, Lily. And they all make commitments before their photo gets placed back in the safekeeper box. Here's Fernando. And here's little rascal Max. See him smiling hard with those sunglasses on? Yeah. Okay, so Fanny's going to hold her picture. And Fanny, what's the commitment you wanted to make? Do you want to share it with me and I can share it with our friends? Oh, okay. So Fanny's commitment is she's going to work hard to share her toys and to teach her youngest sibling, Lily, ways to be responsible and ways to be helpful in the house. And she's putting her photo back in the safekeeper box. We're going to close that box, and I'm going to say I am going to do whatever I can to help keep my household safe, and that will be my commitment. Okay, I really look forward to hearing about some of your commitments. I would love to hear back from you. Okay, so Fanny, you ready to say a goodbye song? Okay. 1, 2, 3. Should we sing it hugging each other? It seems appropriate, doesn't it? Okay. Ready, Fanny? Goodbye, my friends, goodbye. Goodbye, my friends, goodbye. Goodbye, my friends, goodbye, my friends, goodbye, my friends, goodbye, goodbye. And Fanny, of course, likes to blow out everything with a big kiss. Mwah! Goodbye.